Hello all. So we are continuing with the third unit. We are starting with the third unit. So this is the part 1 of the third unit. AEC paper EVS 1 Delhi University. So we'll be covering the third unit in 2 video lectures. So let's start. So this unit is about natural resources. The nature provides various types of goods and services to sustain the life on the earth. It includes the natural resources like air, water, soil, minerals, with the climate, solar energy and other form of abiotic component. The biotic component consists of plants, animals including microbes. Those resources which is directly available for use from nature is called natural resources. Directly available, okay? Fresh air, fresh water in lakes and rivers, soil, land, forest, grassland, fisheries, minerals, salt, fossil fuels, all are example for that. From ancient time, the humans started conversion of natural ecosystem to agricultural land to grow food and use for domestic purpose. The agricultural practices were extensively depend on rain, river and streams for water. With rapid population growth, industrial growth and urbanization, great demand for natural resources happened. Resources are limited, but our wants are unlimited, right? So irrigation more depend on underground resources, impound water from dam. So the pressure on land resources increased. Fertilizers and pesticides started using for more production in agricultural field. So pressure on water resources. Then generation of enormous solid waste from industrial product, consumerist society, right? Land use change and the rapid disappearance of valuable natural ecosystem. The development of various large cities and metro cities, or what to say, mega cities, leads to huge pressure on natural resources. So this is the urban effect. Okay, just refer to this. It really helps you to picture the problem that we are facing now. Pollution, transportation. We are not moving into this public transportation or public carpools and all. For one individual, if there is only 3 people or 2 people in the house, we can find 4 cars in that house. So all these problems, okay, urbanization, infrastructure, water, electricity and all. So where all these problems came from? Human depend on these resources which came from various sphere of our natural system. In the biosphere, hydrosphere, atmosphere, lithosphere, all we have studied this in the first unit, right? Some portions of all these spheres are connected to form the biosphere. All these spheres are interlinked and interdependent to each other. Disturbance of any of the 4 spheres will affect the others. So we have studied what atmosphere is. You can refer to the unit 1. We have explained in a very detailed manner all the definitions and everything. Troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere, all the definitions, everything is given in the first unit. And hydrosphere also, we have what to say, explained it in the first unit. I am not repeating it because in each slide it is different definitions, so you will be getting confused. So it is better that you study the definitions that are provided in unit 1 itself. Just study the definitions of unit 1 for these also. Lithosphere also we have completed. Then biosphere also we have completed, but there are little more what to say points here, so I am just reading them out. The layer of planet Earth where the life exists is known as biosphere. Again, just go with the definition that I have given in the unit 1. This is just for reference, okay? Go with the definition that I have given in the unit 1. So here these layers ranges from height up to 10 km above the sea level and up to depth of oceans such as Puerto Rico Trench at more than 8 km depth. Biosphere is unique in terms of existence of life which is not found elsewhere in the universe. Life on the earth depends on the energy provided by sun. The energy is captured by plants, photosynthesis, then convert the radiant energy into chemical energy. This energy flow into our ecosystem by various food chain, web and a nutrient cycle. All these we have detailed, and I have given all the definitions, all the notes, everything, and we have done with all these topics. We are done with all these topics. Okay. So natural resources, there are two types of that. One is renewable resources. The natural resources that can be renewed or reproduced and increased in amount through natural process. Fresh water, fresh air, what to say, trees and a forest, solar, wind, tidal energy, all these three are inexhaustible. But the problem is, even if they can be reproduced, we need to give time to the mother nature to reproduce them. Nature needs a particular amount of time to replenish or reproduce these things, right? If we are over exploiting it beyond its capacity to replenish, it will get depleted and converted to non-renewable resources. Okay. Second type is non-renewable resources. So these are the resources which are available in a limited amount and that cannot be renewed at human time scale. Minerals and fossil fuels. Yeah, it took millions of years to produce them from plant activities. Once these resources are consumed, they are practically gone forever. Okay. Next is resource degradation. The unequal consumption of natural resources. The consumption of resources by more country is 50 times greater than developing countries. The production of animal food for human take more land and other resources than the required growing crops. Next is planning land use. Proper land use planning must be evolved for different purposes. Scientists believe that 10% land and water bodies of each ecosystem must be kept as wild for the conservation purpose. Land hunger increasing to grow more food for exploding human population. The long-term gain of forest is much more valuable than short-term gain like conversion of forest lands to other purposes. The fourth need for sustainable lifestyle. The quality of human life and quality of ecosystem on earth is the indicator of sustainable use of resources. There are some indicators of sustainable lifestyle in human life. Increased longevity, an increase in knowledge, and enhancement of income. All these three together known as Human Development Index. So what is Human Development Index? What are the three components of that? Increased longevity, increase in knowledge and enhancement of income. Then the second is, which comes under the need of sustainable lifestyle, okay, is indicator of quality of ecosystem. A stabilized population or the percentage of species loss. Species diversity in ecosystem. The state of naturalness of ecosystem. We are using many natural resources in our daily life. With our daily uses, these resources are getting degraded and it is important to manage sustainable use of the resources. 6 types of resources are provided here. Let's check them. First is forest resource. The biotic community dominated by trees, shrubs or any other woody vegetation in a closed canopy. The tribal people and the people who live nearby forest, their life and livelihood directly depend on these resources. The overutilization of forest started with British time and after India gained independence. The total forest cover of India is 21.54%, whereas scientists estimate that India must have 33% of its land under forest. If canopy cover is 70% or above, that is very dense forest. 40 to 70% it is moderately dense. 10 to 40% it is open forest. Lesser than 10% it is shrub. The functions. More than 80% of biodiversity and 50% of organic carbon in the terrestrial vegetation are stored in forest of the world. Various environmental services which originate from the forest are local use, that is for food, fodder, fuel wood, timber, fiber, silk, sericulture, honey, apiculture, medicinal plants. Okay. Then second is market use. timber extraction, fruit, gum, fiber, fuel, wood. Third is water and watershed conservation. So maintain hydrological cycle, prevent drought, reduce surface runoff, prevent flash flood and soil erosion. Fourth is temperature regulation, evapotranspiration, maintain CO2 level, maintain local climate condition. Fifth is soil conservation, holding soil, maintaining soil, nutrients and all. So deforestation and degradation. The deforestation phenomena involve the loss in the area covered by forest. The loss of forest not only involve the loss of trees but also the loss of various functions, services and ecosystem. Most important reason of forest degradation are expansion of agricultural land, rapid industrialization, urbanization, illegal logging and mining. For forest, we can see that long-term ecological gains cannot be sacrificed for short-term economic gain. Next is forest conservation and management. Memorandum of okay. This is something which comes under your topic, but I added it to your what to say the slide, so it will be useful, I guess. So here the Ministry of Environment and Forest gave national forest policy. So actually there is a memorandum also that to be studied here, but I have not added it. I guess I missed one slide, but it's fine. I'll add it in the end or in the next part. Okay. So yes, Ministry of Environment and Forest gave national forest policy of 1988 to give added importance to joint forest management by local village, community and forest department. Okay. In 1990, Village Forest Committee got into existence. Sustainable utilization of forest resources, conservation forestry, that is forest area designed as national parks and sanctuaries protected from human disturbance. Then forest plantations, then social forestry, agroforestry, vertical gardening, all. Okay, second is water resources. We studied water's hydrologic cycle in the second part of second unit. All aquatic ecosystems are used by large number of people for their daily needs such as drinking water, cooking, watering animals, irrigation fields and all. As previously discussed, 2.5% of water on earth is fresh water, but only 0.77% of all water of the earth is readily available for human consumption. At present, 54% of world population is dependent on fresh water of rivers, lakes and aquifers. All over the world, more than billion people lack access to clean drinking water. 3 billion people lack sanitation service. A person needs 20 to 40 liters of water daily for drinking and sanitation. India is expected to face critical level of water stress by 2025. We know what's happening in Bangalore now. So there was a meme which I saw in this morning in Instagram. I'm just sharing it. So the milkman, he delivered milk to a house, and the house owner was surprised with the thickness of the milk, and the milkman said that no, there is water scarcity, so we are not able to add more water to the milk. That's why the milk is so thick. I found it really funny. I just said it, so jokes apart. Due to water crisis, multiple countries are facing problems of water conflicts. India and Bangladesh for the use of Ganga river, China, India, Bangladesh for Brahmaputra river, India and Nepal for Kosi river, sorry. So this dispute also arises due to the run of water. The diverted run of water, use of irrigation, industries, fisheries, electricity generation. So next is mismanagement and pollution of water resources. The runoff is highly uneven all over the globe. 60% of world population share 36% of the global runoff. 5% of the world population share what to say, 25% of the runoff, South America. Okay, then inequitable distribution of water, mm, like someone have more than they need and others do not have access to clean water at all. So 25% of world population utilize groundwater for drinking and irrigation purposes. Farmers can manage the water using drip irrigation system. Poor management leads to salinization of about 20% of world irrigated lands in arid and semi-arid regions. With increasing population, the demand of water is increasing, and over-exploitation of water resources leads to wastage and pollution. Pollution due to pesticides and fertilizers in agriculture. Industrial wastewater is a major cause of river, stream, and sea and underwater pollution. The global climate change leads to the erratic rainfall. Erratic rainfall matlab the rainfall which is not at time. Sometimes at summer season the rain it rains. In winter also it rains, but in rainy season it doesn't rain. That's okay. Greater evaporation from plants, soil and water bodies, melting of glacier and sea level rise, which ultimately affect the hydrological cycle. Flood is a serious environmental hazard which caused due to the deforestation, disturbance in wetland area, floodplain and river, etc. Drought is the major problem in most of the arid regions of the world. It affects enormously on agricultural products which lead to food shortage and malnutrition and industries also. The overexploitation of aquifers, deforestation also play major role for drought condition. About 60% of world's biggest rivers have diverted and fragmented because of construction of dam which negatively impact on freshwater system. Dam building has significant benefits to human which provide flood protection, proper water supply and hydroelectric power generation. 90% of world's total electric power supply fulfilled by hydropower used in over 150 countries. India and China build around 57% of world's largest dam. Dam seriously affect on riverine ecosystem like displacement of people, salinization, emission of greenhouse gas from rotten vegetation, then downstream impact and all. So Sardar Sarovar project, Narmada Bachao Andolan movement was associated with Sardar Sarovar project. I guess yes, it is. Meda Patkar's movement. Refer to that all, okay. Apart from the examination perspective, it is really what to say inspiring. You need to know about such people who live among us. So this is how a dam structure and its mechanism. This is not that important in an examination perspective, but just have a note on this also. Just picturize it in your mind. You can watch YouTube videos, how things works. How a dam structure and its mechanism works like that and all. Next is possible solution. So awareness program, seminars, building small reservoir, protecting wetland by small catchment dam, installation of more sewage treatment plant, discharge into river, streams or lakes only after treatment, treating and recycling municipal wastewater for agriculture, preventing loss in municipal pipes, effective implementation of rainwater harvesting in urban environments, water conservation, measure in irrigation, more and more plantation. Next is mineral resources. Minerals are naturally occurring inorganic crystalline solids having a definite chemical composition and characteristic physical properties. Minerals are formed over millions of years in the earth's crust, hence it is exhaustible and non-renewable. Minerals are overused by industries. Disposal of minerals have negative effects on environment. Extraction of minerals from their ores are known as mining. One word questions can be asked, like what is mining? Extraction of minerals from their ore. No, two types of minerals are there: metallic minerals, iron, copper, silver, gold, Non-metallic minerals, sand, stone, salt, phosphate. So how is mining operation? So first is prospecting, searching of minerals, then exploration, assessing the size, shape, location and economic value of the deposit. Then development, the work of preparing access to the deposits so that the minerals can be extracted from it. Then exploitation, extracting the minerals from the mines. Next is two types of mines are there. One is open cast mine and one is deep mine. Okay, one is the open cast mine means striping and deep mines means shaft method. Open mines are more safer than deep mines. Metal mining is less hazardous than coal mining. Mining poses several long-term occupational hazards to the miners. The black lung or pneumoconiosis, pneumoconiosis. I'm really sorry for the mistake. Pneumoconiosis, black lung. That's by dust. Then fumes of dynamite explosion, methane gas from coal mines, radiation from uranium mines. So there are many startups now focusing on the concept of how to make mining more safer for the miners. So let them prosper. Next is some major minerals of India. So energy generating minerals like coal, lignite, they are in West Bengal, Jharkhand, Orissa, Madhya Pradesh, Arunachal Pradesh. Then uranium, so in Jharkhand, Andhra Pradesh, Meghalaya, Rajasthan. Other commercially used minerals are aluminium, bauxite ore. They are in Jharkhand, West Bengal, Maharashtra, MP, Tamil Nadu. Iron, iron in the form of hematite or magnetite ore. I mean from these two ores. Jharkhand, Orissa, MP, Arunachal Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Maharashtra, Goa. By heart these states and the minerals found there. Okay, that can be asked as MCQs or any other fill in the blanks questions. So next is copper pyrites. Rajasthan, Bihar, Jharkhand, Karnataka, MP, West Bengal, Andhra Pradesh and Uttarakhand. So next are some environmental problems. One of the major cause of environmental degradation due to mining, land, air and water are all getting affected. So consequences of mining are like pollution, ecological, physical land subsidence, underground fires, soil erosion, and occupational that is health hazard, accidental such as oil spills, then socio-economic problems as well. So socio-economics are like positive if in the positive perspective employment, though the occupation is in a health hazard manner, there is employment, then infrastructure facilities, then economic gain. Negatives are like resettlement, rehabilitation, encroachment, evacuation and all. So from food resources we'll continue in the next, or I'll complete the food resources also in this video lecture. Okay. So mostly our food comes from agriculture, animal husbandry and fishing. About 4 billion people in the developing countries have wheat and rice as their main food. More than 80% population of developing countries like North America, Europe and Japan are mainly consume meat and milk products. So they are not developing, they are Japan and all are developed. Okay. The food production in 64 out of 105 developing nations is lagging behind their population growth levels. The problem of food arises due to loss of fertility of land due to overexploitation, conversion of forest, grassland and wetland into agricultural land, fish resources showing the evidence of exhaustion, lack of nutritious food in tribal community. So with increasing population and the shortages of cultivable productive land, people used to convert the forest land into cultivated land by slash and burn practices. Food security. Every year, more than 18 million people die due to starvation and malnutrition. With limited carrying capacity of earth to produce food for growing population, anarchy and conflict will start. So promote and encourage not farmer, it is farmer, okay? Don't waste food. These two are what we can do here. In 2014, India stood at 99. India stood at 99 and in 2017 are ranked as 100 in Global Hunger Index. Fisheries, important source of protein for many people. In 1995, FAO reported that 44% of world's fisheries are fully or heavily exploited. Okay, so we know, like, in India, though majority people follow a vegetarian, what to say, meal, lifestyle, we export the much of the meat, right? And we are earning well with that. So here in 1995, the Food and Agricultural Organization reported that 44% of world's fisheries are fully or heavily exploited. Modernization of fishing technology lead to over exploitation, which is not which is not, okay, there is no e, not sustainable. The traditional fishermen found themselves helpless who cannot afford this technology. Loss of genetic diversity, like out of 50,000 non-edible plants, only 15 varieties produce 90% of world's food. Modern agricultural practices have resulted in a serious loss of genetic variability of crops. If it not gets stopped, 60,000 plant species will be lost by the year 2025. Alternate food sources like non-wood forest products such as fruit, mushrooms, sap, gum, marine seafood, others. Then spirulina is the world's first superfood and one of the most nutrient-rich food on earth. 55 to 70% of protein it has. Okay. So with this, I am completing the first part of third unit. We'll continue and complete the third unit with the next video lecture. So thank you. Happy learning.